Welcome to Global Watch. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. BYD, China's electric vehicle giant, has just detonated a pricing bomb that's shaking the global auto industry to its core. This isn't a seasonal sale, it's a bold power play, slashing prices across more than 20 models and making EVs more affordable than ever. For consumers, it's a revolution in access. For competitors, it's an existential threat. The world's automakers now face a new reality. Adapt to BYD's aggressive tactics or risk being left behind. May 2025 marks the moment the automotive landscape changed forever. To understand BYD's move, you need to know its roots. Founded as a battery maker in 1995, BYD mastered the core of EV technology before most rivals even saw the shift coming. China's government fueled this rise, pouring resources into EVs, building infrastructure and nurturing a hyper-competitive market. The result? China now sells more EVs than the rest of the world combined, giving BYD unmatched scale and cost advantages. Years of brutal price wars at home have forged BYD into a global juggernaut. Now, it's exporting that playbook, high volume, low cost, to the world stage. This isn't a desperate gamble, it's the next step in China's plan for EV dominance. The last weekend of May 2025, BYD launched sweeping incentives, dropping prices on over 20 models and sending shockwaves through the market. The BYD CEO, already one of the world's cheapest EVs, plunged to just 55,800 yuan, about $7,765. The fallout was immediate. No automaker stocks nosedived, and rivals like Geely scrambled to match BYD's offers. BYD's strategy targets budget-conscious buyers, undercutting not just EVs but even gas and used cars. The trade-in requirement cleverly locks customers into BYD's ecosystem while helping clean up older, polluting vehicles. This is more than a price cut, it's a masterstroke in market capture and brand loyalty. The industry is now forced to play by BYD's rules. The financial shock that rippled through the global auto industry was nothing short of seismic. BYD's stock took a sharp dive, sending shockwaves across trading floors and rattling investors worldwide. The sudden drop wasn't just a blip, it was a wake-up call that the electric vehicle landscape was about to change dramatically. Yet, as steep as BYD's fall was, its competitors fared even worse. Rivals like Geely and NIO saw their valuations tumble at an even faster rate, exposing a widening chasm between the market leader and the rest of the field. The message was clear. BYD's aggressive moves were reshaping the entire sector, leaving others scrambling to keep up. The new price of the BYD CEO sent shockwaves through the industry. At less than half the cost of the cheapest electric vehicles available in Europe or North America, it shattered expectations and forced both consumers and competitors to reconsider what an electric car could and should cost. This unprecedented price point triggered a global reckoning. Automakers around the world were suddenly forced to rethink their pricing strategies, supply chains, and even their long-term business models. The question on everyone's mind: could they afford to compete at these new, razor-thin margins? Industry leaders began sounding alarms, voicing concerns about the sustainability of such aggressive price cuts. Many warned that this race to the bottom could destabilize not just individual companies, but the entire electric vehicle sector. The fear was palpable. If prices continued to plummet, companies would be forced to slash research and development budgets, cut jobs, and delay innovation, potentially stalling the progress of electric mobility worldwide. Geely's rushed response, scrambling to adjust its own pricing and production plans, underscored just how much BYD had upended the status quo. BYD was no longer just a competitor, it had become the market maker, setting the pace and dictating the terms for everyone else. With every move, BYD was rewriting the rules of the game, forcing rivals to adapt or risk being left behind in a rapidly evolving market. But the true cost of this upheaval isn't just reflected in falling stock prices, it's seen in shrinking profit margins, slashed R&D budgets, and the growing uncertainty that now hangs over the industry. Companies are being forced to make tough choices, cutting back on innovation, delaying new models, and even considering mergers just to survive. A wave of consolidation now looms on the horizon, as weaker players look for lifelines and stronger ones seek to solidify their dominance. The industry is bracing for a period of intense transformation, where only the most resilient and efficient will endure. In this new era, survival will depend on adaptability, innovation, and the ability to thrive under relentless pressure. Only the strongest, most forward-thinking players will make it through the storm. BYD's price war isn't just a Chinese story, it's a global earthquake. The shockwaves from China's aggressive EV pricing are being felt in every corner of the automotive world, upending decades-old business models and forcing companies and governments alike to rethink their strategies. What started as a domestic battle for market share has quickly escalated into a worldwide contest for dominance in the next era of transportation. Western automakers, already struggling with high costs and slow EV rollouts, now face a direct threat to their survival. Many of these companies have been slow to adapt to the rapid pace of innovation coming out of China, and now they're scrambling to catch up. The pressure is mounting as profit margins shrink and market share erodes, leaving some of the world's most iconic car brands at a crossroads. Ford's CEO called this the most radical industry shift since the Model T, as companies scramble to cut costs and retool factories. The comparison isn't just rhetoric. Just as the Model T revolutionized personal mobility a century ago, today's EV revolution is forcing automakers to reinvent themselves from the ground up. Factories are being reconfigured, supply chains are being overhauled, and entire workforces are being retrained for a new electric future. The political stakes are rising too. Governments in the US and Europe are weighing tariffs and trade barriers to shield their industries. Lawmakers are under pressure from both automakers and labor unions to protect local jobs and manufacturing, even as consumers demand more affordable electric vehicles. The debate is fierce, with some arguing for open competition and others calling for strong defensive measures. The EU has already launched investigations into Chinese EV subsidies, setting the stage for a possible trade war. These investigations could lead to new tariffs or restrictions on Chinese imports, further complicating an already tense global trade environment. The outcome could reshape not just the auto industry, but the broader relationship between China and the West. BYD's move is forcing a reckoning on factory floors, in boardrooms, and in the halls of power. Executives are making tough decisions about investments and layoffs, while policymakers debate how to respond to the new reality. Workers, too, are feeling the impact, as the industry's transformation brings both uncertainty and opportunity. The global auto market is fragmenting, and the rules are being rewritten. Instead of a single unified market, we're seeing the rise of regional blocs, each with its own champions and its own set of rules. This fragmentation could mean higher prices and fewer choices for consumers, but it also opens the door for new players and new ideas. This is more than business, it's a geopolitical showdown. The outcome will shape not just who builds the cars of the future, but who sets the rules for global trade, technology, and innovation. As the world watches, the stakes have never been higher. As prices plummet, a critical question emerges: what's being sacrificed for these deals? Industry insiders warn that relentless cost-cutting could compromise safety, reliability, and the health of the entire supply chain. Suppliers are squeezed to the brink, risking a domino effect if key players collapse. For consumers, the risk is hidden. Cheaper materials, less testing, and weaker after-sales support could haunt buyers down the road. The specter of an Evergrande moment looms, with fears that unsustainable pricing could trigger a wider industry crisis. Today's headlines celebrate cheap EVs, but the true cost may only become clear years from now. The industry's foundation is more fragile than it appears. Industry experts are raising red flags, warning that China's price war has crossed from healthy competition into destructive territory. Ford's CEO admits the old playbook is dead, and even BYD's rivals fear a race to the bottom that could leave the industry weaker and less innovative. Within China, comparisons to the Evergrande crisis highlight fears of reckless expansion and financial instability. Analysts warn that even BYD can't defy economic gravity forever. Selling at a loss drains resources needed for future breakthroughs. The risk: a short-term price war that stifles long-term innovation and undermines the green transition. The industry is at a crossroads: adapt or risk stagnation. Beijing is watching the chaos closely. Just before BYD's latest move, China's top economic planner warned against excessive competition and selling below cost. The government may step in with minimum pricing, tighter financial oversight, or forced mergers to stabilize the sector. With Western governments eyeing tariffs, China needs to project stability and quality to support its global ambitions. Regulatory intervention isn't just about domestic order, it's a strategic move in the global EV race. The next steps from Beijing could reshape the entire industry. The auto industry stands at a crossroads. Never before has the landscape shifted so rapidly or so dramatically. The choices made today will shape the future of mobility for generations to come, as new technologies, global competition, and changing consumer expectations converge to rewrite the rules of the road. BYD's aggressive price cuts have triggered a seismic shift that's here to stay. This isn't just a temporary disruption, it's a fundamental transformation of how cars are made, sold, and perceived around the world. The ripple effects are being felt in every corner of the industry, from the factory floor to the showroom. For consumers, it's a new era of affordable EVs. Electric vehicles are no longer a luxury reserved for the few, but an accessible reality for families and individuals everywhere. Lower prices mean more people can make the switch to cleaner, greener transportation, accelerating the shift toward a sustainable future. For automakers, however, it's a fight for survival and relevance. Established brands are being forced to rethink their strategies, cut costs, and innovate faster than ever before. The pressure to adapt is immense, and only the most agile companies will thrive in this new environment. Western giants must reinvent manufacturing and supply chains, embracing new technologies and forging partnerships to stay competitive. The race is on to develop smarter, more efficient production methods and to secure the resources needed for the EV revolution. Meanwhile, governments are walking a tightrope, balancing protectionism with global trade risks. Policy decisions made today will have far-reaching consequences, influencing not just the fate of domestic industries, but the global flow of innovation and investment. In China, regulators may clamp down, seeking to maintain order in a rapidly expanding market. Their actions could determine which companies survive and which are left behind. Pushing for consolidation and higher standards, Chinese authorities are encouraging mergers and stricter quality controls, aiming to create national champions capable of competing on the world stage. The world is watching to see if low-cost EVs can also deliver on quality and sustainability. Can affordable electric cars meet the high expectations of safety, reliability, and environmental responsibility? The answer will shape public trust and the future of the industry. The next few years will test the resilience and strategy of every player in the market. From legacy automakers to ambitious startups, everyone must prove they can adapt, innovate, and deliver value in a rapidly changing world. What do you think? Are we witnessing a win for consumers, with more choices and better prices than ever before? Or is this a dangerous race to the bottom, where quality and innovation could be sacrificed for cost? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.